What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Montreal Expos OOTP 25 episode. So in this one here, we've actually gone all the way up to the first year player draft. This season is not going nearly as well as I had hoped for, so didn't want to waste too much time just to update you and show you that we are underperforming. So we're here on the draft. We're going to review a couple things that have happened in the first half of the season. We're going to take a look at stats, and then we will conduct our amateur draft. So first off, our owner is not super thrilled. Team's record is worse than we were expecting. He's happy that we signed Juan Soto, but Juan Soto admittedly has not been playing very well. Attendance, he's not sold yet, but he's not angry about it. Draft record, there's ways to go, but we've only had that for one season, and we've only drafted one season's worth of players, so it's expected that none will reach the majors yet. Fan interest, they hate us. Top 100 prospects, Condon still comes in at number 1. He's developing very nicely, and I'm thinking we're not going to call him up this year because it's a wasted season if we do. We'll call him up for September. We'll get him some expanded rosters action, and then we will let him cook to start 2026. Alfredo Deloya, pretty solid. Fidel Romero, solid. Michael Braswell is actually up to number 4 for us, so he's had a pretty nice explosion. He doesn't look anything special. That says number 3 now, so it's probably updated a little bit since the email. But he doesn't look special. I mean, 50s, 55s all around. Defense, could man shortstop if you need, but he's more of a second baseman, third baseman type. So I don't know what the system is seeing in him, but I'm happy that they like him. Junior Caminero looks solid, looks better than Braswell to me. Dylan Cruz looks solid. He's injured, but I mean, once again, looks better than our guy. Juan Guerra, Ethan Salas is looking pretty good, Juan Sotelo, and Walker Jenkins. Show you our development update right here just so you can see. Actually a pretty solid development update. Braswell got a little better, Condon got a little better, Blaze Alexander got a little better, Kumar got a little better. Demario Romo and IAFA that we brought in got worse, but that's fine. All-Star Game rosters. Haven't actually looked at these yet. So you can see Burns, Crochet, DeGrom, Gallen, Ben Kudma. Who is Ben Kudma? Pretty solid young pitcher. Good for the Royals there. Looks like our representative was Juan Soto, and he was our only representative. Feel free to pause, take a look at the rosters here. There you go. Looks like the AL beat. Oh no, the National League. The AL lost, the National League won, but Aaron Judge got MVP. Good for him. Here's the draft. Here's what the top 10 players, according to OSA, are looking like. We got Lucas Ramirez at number 1, Ethan Halliday number 2, Quinton Young 3, Jace Laviolette 4, Cam Canarella 5, Wehiwa Aloy 6. Where is he out of? Out of Arkansas. What a name. Brady Ebell 7, Devin Taylor 8, Dean Moss 9, and Coy James coming in at number 10. We did make a move at the start of July that I want to show you guys. It's a risky move, but I'm pretty happy with how it could turn out and how it's turned out, at least for the first couple days here. Let's go to transactions history. So, if we come over here, we made 2 trades. First one was we flipped Andrew Heaney for Robert Stevenson. The Reds, or the Angels, just wanted to get rid of him. He had a big contract. We took it. We then proceeded 4 days later to flip Stevenson, Jackenzie Noel, who had been playing very poor for us, Hunter Owen, who was not a great prospect. Those are his ratings there. But he had 39 homers in AAA in just 80 games. So, risky move because, he could have been a slugger for us. Stanley Consuerga and Prelander Baroa, who was a struggling Ellie De La Cruz. Very, very excited at what Ellie can do for us at third base. He's got a cannon for an arm. I think he could be a Gold Glover at third base. He had been struggling with Cincy. Was OBP under 270, average under 220, only 13 home runs. He'd been struggling. We brought him in, and we're going to see what he can do for us. I'm excited about that. Signed a couple minor league free agents. And now, without further ado, let's take a look at the team, and then we will conduct the draft. So right off the bat, I'm just going to show you the home page here. We suck. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Almost all of our players that are batting are hitting under 230. Almost all of them have, less than 1.5 WAR or so halfway through the season. And our pitchers are terrible as well. So come over to pitching quick. You can see a lot of negative WAR, a lot of WAR under 1. We have struggled. Puck's been hurt a lot. He had a major injury, missed some time. Now he's dealing with the day-to-day. He's actually been pretty solid when he's healthy. Ferguson's struggling, unfortunately. Right after we re-signed him, too. He was good last year, but struggling this year. Hopefully it's just a one-off thing. If we look at our starters up here, Gibson Long struggling. Jack Leiter has actually been a starter for us a little bit, but he's also mainly been a reliever. He's not doing too terrible overall, but analytically he's terrible. Bailey Ober's been terrible, 1-8. Palencia actually just got moved into the starting rotation for us. He's actually been pitching incredible, so hopefully he keeps it up. Pepiot's been solid. Pepiot has been the bright spot of the rotation for sure. Kumar Rocker's been terrible. Clayton Andrews, our relievers have actually been very good though. I mean, you can see the ERAs across the board. You can see what their ERA pluses are looking like. They've been good. It's just unfortunately when they come in, the game's already over. Looking at our lineups here, you can see Betancourt's actually playing pretty well. Alfonso's been up and down. Harry Ford's actually, playing pretty well for what he's got as far as playing time goes. McMahon has been really well for us. McMahon's been a bright spot. Trevor Story has been struggling. He's also lost some rating. I'm thinking, luckily, we got the Red Sox to eat the majority of that contract. But it's really looking like he's going to be a waste, and he's probably going to be someone that we look to just release or pawn off for next year. Chris Bryant's playing pretty well. Chris Bryant isn't hitting the long ball at all, but he's getting on base still. He's playing solid defense. He's doing about what we would expect, and we still have him for a few more years. And I think, Colorado's got some heavy retention on him, so we'll let him keep on playing for us. Ellie right now, we're not going to make a judgment on. He's only been here for a week or so. Blaze Alexander has been struggling mightily. Not hitting the ball well at all. Playing pretty solid defense, though, so we're giving him a pass. Kyle Lewis has been terrible. We knew he was going to be terrible. That's a given. Juan Soto has been the big disappointment. Hitting the ball with some decent power. He's getting on base a ton. He just isn't hitting the ball a ton. So he's struggling to make contact. When he does, it's a good hit. It's just for $36 million a year, we would like a little bit more production out of Juan Soto. We're not going to deal him this year, but if he struggles all year, we may very well look at moving him in the offseason. Brenton Doyle and Trent Grisham are both playing very well. Doyle has been a bright spot for us. Grisham's doing about what we expected. Doyle is earning more playing time, actually. We've been getting him on the field more. Want to see him try to get between like 80 and 100 games this year or so. Game started. And Adolis Garcia is playing pretty well. He's hitting much worse than he did last year. Still hitting for power, though. Still accounting for WAR. Still playing great defense. So overall, the general gist of the team right now is we are struggling, but there are a couple things to be happy about, and we're still building. The goal is compete for a playoff spot next year and, really be a playoff team by year 4. So without further ado, let's start this draft. We're picking second. We are going to target players that can help us sooner rather than later, so a lot more college kids than high school kids, and we will see how it goes. So let's see Oakland's pick. Oakland goes Lucas Ramirez. Lucas Ramirez is looking pretty stout, looking like he could be a future MVP player. So good for Oakland. Unfortunate for him that he has to go to Oakland. But he's got power, he's got contact, he's got solid defense, good eye. If he turns into 80% of the player that we see here, he's an all-star. That creates a fun conundrum for us here. Cam Cannarella is the guy that I've been eyeing. I think he fits the bill of he'll be ready sooner rather than later. He's a great defensive outfielder. And as far as batting goes, I mean, he's a 4-tool player. The only thing he's missing is power. The conundrum is with Ethan Holiday. Ethan Holiday is by far the best player available at this point in time. He's just farther away. We're gonna see what our scout thinks of the pick, and he doesn't even pick either. He picks Brady Abell. Brady Abell will not be our selection. He looks like a stud. He could be a 50 home run a year kind of guy, but too much of a risk there. Gosh, I'm gonna have to make a tough decision, aren't I? Let's take a look. No one else really jumps out. It's going to be Cam Cannarella. Let's see what OSA thinks about him. See what scouting says about him. Above average player. Ethan Holiday's gonna say future star, isn't it? Let's see. Multiple trips to the All-Star game with the pedigree of being from the Holiday family. Dad Matt, brother Jackson. We are going to send Ethan Holiday to Montreal and go completely against what I just said to you guys about a minute and a half ago. Let's take a look at the rest of the top 10. Number 3 is Quentin Young. Number 4 is Cam Cannarella. Okay, he's on the other expansion team. He's in Utah, so that'll be very interesting. The Rockies take Abell. Abell, I mean, could be a monster with the Coors Field. They can hit a lot of home runs out there. Seth Hernandez goes 6. La Violette goes 7. Ethan Petrie goes 8. Caden Bodine goes 9. Wahiwa Aloy goes 10. Let's skip to our next pick and see what's available. Josh Proctor jumps out immediately, but once again, does not fit what I said to you guys just a few seconds ago. So we're not going to take him. We are actually going to look at Jamie Arnold. Jamie Arnold, that doesn't look like an MLB pitcher. That looks like a 4A pitcher, a guy who will kind of just bounce between AAA and the majors. Let's see what our scout says. No one jumping out at me here. He's saying David Shields. David Shields is an 18-year-old who I think is too far and too much of a risk. Ty Bremer. We're going to go Ty Bremer. Ty Bremer out of UC Santa Barbara, 50, 50, 50, 55, 60. Ty Bremer is going to be the pick. Cam Caminiti is going to be someone that we're going to look to get later. Potential two-way guy, and if I had to guess, he's got some relation to probably the most obscure MVP winner ever in Ken Caminiti. Let's go to our next pick here. We got Jack Basir. Looks pretty poor. Lorenzo Carrier. Lorenzo Carrier is pretty good, actually, out of Miami. Justice DeYoung. Austin Killingsworth. Cam Maldonado. We're gonna take a high upside player here in the 3rd round. Aiden Barrientos with a nasty curveball, fly ball pitcher. We're gonna go Aiden Barrientos. Meet his demand. Skip ahead. I think we're gonna go Lorenzo Carrier there. Meet his demand as well. Just that's to save money. He's a good defender. Might contribute a little bit at the MLB level. Zion Theophilus. Actually looks really good. Terrible personality, but great name. Looks to have some great potential. Let's make him an Expo. Cam Maldonado. Cam Maldonado's pretty weak. Poor personality. We're not gonna pull the trigger on him. Trevor Cohen. Sure. Looked like he had some good defense. Looks like he's got some contact. Tyler Albright. Luke Billings. Luke Billings out of Tennessee is a name that I actually recognize. Andrew Benke. We're going to go Luke Billings. It's a name that means a little something to me, so we'll make the pick. Alec DiMartino, Michael Gupton, Matthew Hoskins. Matthew Hoskins, it looks like he could be a pretty good player. He's college, so he should develop pretty quick. Out of the University of Georgia. That's fine. Let's see what our scout says here. Scout wants Justice DeYoung, 6'4", young, potential two-way player. We'll listen to our scout, and we will take DeYoung. Austin Killingsworth keeps on popping up, so we'll take him here. For pick number 12 here, I'm thinking we're going to go Alec DiMartino. Oop, it's not our pick though. Let's get to our pick. We're going to go, and he's gone. That's unfortunate. We'll take a look here. We'll go Evan Amos. Evan Amos looks like he could be an MLB pitcher in the future. Next pick now. We're going to sort by batting potential. We're going to look at contact. No one that really sticks out to us. Let's look at Travis Friend here. Doesn't really look usable. Mike Paul. We're going to go Mike Paul here. Elite defender. Got go to Void K. With a little bit of luck, he could turn into something. We're going to come over. We're going to sort by power now. Power, we got a shortstop, Giovanni Colasante. Looks pretty terrible. Great personality, though. We're going to bring him in, even if it's just to help in the minor league development area. We're going to keep looking here. We've got Landon Johnson, a first baseman. Great personality. We are going to bring him aboard. Round 16 now. Round 16 is when we're going to start trying to have a little fun here. So let's sort by pitching potential. Let's just look at stuff here. Ryan Dennison. We're going to go Ryan Dennison here out of Florida State. We're going to go Xavier Cardenas III. He was actually a really good prospect last year in version 24. He'd typically be a first 2-round pick. We'll take him. He's got some potentially great stuff for us. Let's take a look at control here. Control, Brett Barfield looks like the pick. Brett Barfield is actually, it's tough with the home runs allowed being that low. We don't really want him. Roman Bracamonte, though. We will go with Roman Bracamonte. We've got 2 more picks here. So now what we're going to do is we are going to sort by college stats. We're just going to see who hit a lot of home runs. Juan Pablo Correa out of Stetson. Blake Guerin. Colby Backus. Harrison Feinberg. Colby Backus out of University of Tennessee. We'll go Colby Backus. I don't think he's a remotely usable prospect, but could be worse. With our final pick in this year's draft, we're going to look at who had the most strikeouts. Cameron Odom out of Cottondale. Cole Ferguson. He's already 24, though. Jake Geis. Cade Udell. Jack Potter. Isaac Williams. Bryce Dudley. I think Tyler Prisjako is the way to go out of a JUCO. But we will take him. He's got a pretty good personality. He's got a fantastic name. If he turns into anything, that'll be fun. If he doesn't, oh well, it's our last pick in the draft. So that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the rookie draft. We'll check in again for roster expansion. Hopefully we can get a little bit more respectable on the field. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope to see you guys next time.